Hey, welcome back to Front Porch English. I'm Andy.
And I'm Megan. Hi, everyone.
So on Wednesday, we were talking all about morning routines. Meghan has 5 alarms, 5 separate alarms.
I have said everything I need to say in my defense of the 5-alarm system.
Which was nothing. You said nothing in its defense.
Because it doesn't need a defense. It works perfectly. I get up, eventually.
Eventually is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Anyways, episode 2 is right there on the channel. Go listen if you haven't. Today, we are talking about food and cooking.
Yes, and I am very excited about this one.
Of course you are, because you actually know how to cook.
I mean, I meal prep. That's not quite the same thing.
You have color-coded containers, Andy. It counts.
They're organized, that's all. I just like knowing what I'm eating this week.
And on one end of the spectrum, we have Andy with his containers and his Sunday system. And on the other,
Meghan.
Me? I set off my smoke alarm making toast.
Wait. Toast?
just toast. Bread in a toaster. That's it. And my roommate came sprinting out of her room thinking the building was on fire.
She was ready to evacuate.
She had shoes on, Andy.
She had her phone in her hand.
Okay, we need the full story. This is the whole episode right here. Walk me through it. How does bread in a toaster trigger a full emergency response?
Okay, so in my defense, I had the toaster on the highest setting. I think I was trying to make it really crispy.
And?
It came out completely black, like charcoal. And then the smoke hit the detector and it went off. And Aisha came running out and she had her phone ready to call 911.
She thought it was a real fire.
She was ready. I was standing there holding this piece of completely black toast, and she looked at me and the toast and just said, Meghan. Just my name. That was the whole sentence.
That is perfect.
And then I fanned the smoke detector with a magazine for about 4 minutes to get it to stop. And then I ate the toast.
You ate it?
I wasn't going to waste it. It was crunchy.
It was charcoal, Meghan.
Crunchy charcoal. Very high in carbon. Probably fine.
That is not how nutrition works.
The point is, I am not a natural cook, and I've made peace with that.
Okay, so what do you actually cook? What's in your regular rotation?
Eggs, pretty reliably. Scrambled, fried, both. Pasta, I boil water. Jar sauce, done. That is a meal. Cereal if I'm really tired, and sometimes sandwiches.
A sandwich is not cooking.
Assembly is a form of cooking.
It is absolutely not.
Tell that to every deli in New York.
Delis have professional assemblers. That is different.
I layer things thoughtfully.
You are not cooking.
Fine. What do you actually cook? Walk me through your Sunday.
Okay. I go to the farmer's market in the morning, usually around 9, pick up whatever looks good that week, vegetables, some protein, come home, spend about 2 hours in the kitchen, roast a big tray of vegetables, cook a grain, usually rice or farro, and some protein, chicken, beans, sometimes fish.
And then the containers.
Everything goes in the containers. I have a color system. Proteins are one color, grains are another, vegetables are another. So when I'm making a meal, I grab one from each and I'm done.
How many containers do you own?
A reasonable number.
How many?
18.
18?
It's a full week. Monday through Friday, lunch and dinner, that's 10 right there, and then there's overflow.
You have overflow containers.
You have to have buffer capacity.
I have one Tupperware with a lid that doesn't fit properly.
That's why you're eating toast.
Fair point. Does it ever get boring eating the same stuff all week?
I mix up how I combine things. Same components, different presentation. Tuesday might be a bowl. Wednesday, I put it all in a wrap. Thursday, it's a salad.
The same things in different shapes.
When you say it like that, it sounds depressing.
I'm just observing.
It's efficient and delicious, and I never have to think about lunch at 11 p.m. after a long day.
Okay, that part I respect. That decision fatigue is real. That's when I order takeout.
Which is also totally valid.
Don't say it like that.
What? I order takeout too.
What's your go-to?
Ramen. There's this place near me, and their tonkotsu is incredible. I never try to make ramen from scratch. That's a full-day project, and the restaurant does it better.
That's the thing. Some food is just better when a professional makes it. I'm never gonna make sushi that tastes like real sushi restaurant sushi.
Hard agree. Some things are not home cooking territory.
So I've made peace with my takeout habit.
Good. You should.
And honestly, living in San Francisco specifically makes this easier to justify. The food here is genuinely exceptional.
It really is. I came from Chicago, which has great food, like incredible food, but the variety here is on another level. There's a dumpling place 3 blocks from me that I'm convinced might be one of the best things in the city, and nobody outside the neighborhood knows about it.
So wait, let me ask you something about the farmer's market. Do you have, relationships with the vendors? Are you one of those people?
What do you mean, one of those people?
You know, the people who show up every week and the tomato lady knows your name and asks about your weekend. The people who have opinions about which apples are best this season.
Oh, yes, I am absolutely one of those people. Maria at the vegetable stand always saves me the good carrots, and there's this older guy who sells honey who gives me samples of whatever's new.
Of course you are. You probably know their kids' names too.
Maria's daughter just started college, and the honey guy's son is getting married in the spring. But that's normal market conversation, right?
Andy, you're like their adopted market son. That is not normal market conversation. Most people just buy vegetables and leave.
What about you? Do you even go to grocery stores, or is it all delivery and takeout?
I do go to the grocery store. I just shop differently than you. I go in with no plan, wander around for 20 minutes, and leave with random things. Last week, I bought 3 different kinds of yogurt and no actual meals.
3 yogurts? How does that happen?
I couldn't decide. There was Greek yogurt, and then this fancy European one, and then the store brand was on sale. So I got all 3 for comparison purposes.
And did you do the comparison?
I ate them all separately over 2 weeks and completely forgot to compare them. So no, but they were all fine.
Do you watch any cooking shows? Like for inspiration or to learn techniques?
I watch them, but not for learning. I watch them the way other people watch house hunting shows, pure fantasy. I'll watch someone make perfect risotto while eating cereal for dinner.
I actually take notes sometimes. There's this one chef who explains why you salt pasta water. It's not just for flavor, it's for the starch chemistry. Now I always use way more salt than I used to.
You take notes on cooking shows? Andy, that is so perfectly you. Do you have a cooking notebook?
Maybe. It's mostly ratios and temperatures, and timing notes for when to add what ingredients.
What's the most ridiculous kitchen thing you own? Like something that you bought thinking you'd use it all the time, but it just sits there?
A spiralizer. I was going to make zucchini noodles all the time. I've used it exactly twice in 2 years, and both times I could have just used a regular vegetable peeler.
Mine is an avocado slicer. I saw it at Target and thought, this will change everything. It didn't. Turns out a knife works perfectly fine for cutting avocados. Who knew?
Have you ever gotten sucked into a food trend? Like something everyone was doing and you thought you had to try it?
Oh my God, yes. I tried to do overnight oats for like 3 weeks. Everyone was posting pictures of these beautiful mason jars with perfect layers of fruit and nuts. Mine always looked like sad, soggy cereal. And then I'd forget to make them the night before and end up with nothing for breakfast anyway.
Mine was sourdough starter during the pandemic. Everyone was making bread. I named mine Stanley and fed it every day for 2 months like it was a pet.
Stanley, you named your sourdough starter? What happened to Stanley?
Stanley died when I went out of town for a weekend and forgot to arrange pet sitting. I came back to what looked like a science experiment gone wrong.
Poor Stanley. Okay, speaking of cooking disasters, what's something you thought would be easy to make but turned out to be impossible?
Pancakes. How hard could pancakes be, right? Flour, eggs, milk. But mine kept coming out either burnt outside and raw inside, or pale and gummy. There's actually technique involved.
For me, it was rice. Plain white rice. I thought you just add water and wait, but I kept burning it or ending up with rice soup. I finally bought a rice cooker and it changed my life.
You know what's weird about cooking? I watched my dad cook for years, but I never really learned. I learned by doing it wrong first, then figuring out why I was wrong.
Right? When you're a kid watching someone cook, you don't think to ask why about anything. You just see the finished result. You don't realize there are decisions being made the whole time.
Is there a type of cuisine you've always wanted to learn to cook but feels too intimidating?
Thai food. All those pastes and sauces and ingredients I can't pronounce. And the balance of sweet, sour, salty, spicy, it seems like you need to understand flavor in a way I definitely don't.
For me, it's French cooking. All that technique and timing. Like, what if I spend 3 hours making coq au vin and it's terrible? That's a lot of time and ingredients to potentially waste.
That is the San Francisco food experience. The best places have no signs, no social media presence, and a line out the door every Saturday morning.
And the people in line will not tell you how they found it.
Like a secret society. I found a taco truck through a coworker who found it through her neighbor who found it through, I don't even know, generations of word of mouth.
And it's worth it. Every time.
Every single time. So yes, I order takeout, but I order well.
You have developed an excellent network of sources.
That is my actual skill, not cooking, food intelligence. I do feel a little guilty sometimes, though, like I should be cooking more, like a proper adult.
You're an adult ordering food in a city with incredible restaurants. That is one of the most adult things you can do.
When you put it that way.
Did you cook more growing up? Did your family cook a lot?
Yeah, my mom cooked almost every night. Nothing fancy. Roast chicken, pasta bakes, big salads. And she had this thing she called kitchen sink soup. Whatever was in the fridge went into the pot.
That's a genius method.
It was always good. I've tried to recreate it. Mine never tastes the same. I think when you watch someone cook for years and then try to do it yourself, the magic doesn't just transfer.
It's technique. You can copy the ingredients, but technique takes time to develop.
She had this feel for it. When to add more salt, when to turn the heat down. I don't have the feel yet.
Yet, that means you believe it might come.
Maybe someday. What about you? Who cooked at home?
My dad, mostly, and he took it seriously. Sunday dinners were a whole event. Roast, potatoes, vegetables, everyone at the table. No phones, no TV. That was the rule.
That sounds genuinely nice.
It was. I think that's part of why I like Sunday cooking.
even when I'm alone in my apartment with my 18 containers. There's something connected about it.
That's really sweet, Andy.
Don't tell anyone.
Too late, we're recording. What was the most important thing you learned from watching your dad cook?
Patience, honestly. Like, he never rushed anything. He'd start the roast at noon for a 7 o'clock dinner. Everything had its own time. And I think I absorbed that. The idea that good food takes however long it takes. You can't speed up a slow braise or a proper stock.
Which is the opposite of how I approach everything in the kitchen. I want it done, fast.
Which is why you eat toast.
Which is why I sometimes eat toast. But okay, I've been thinking about this. The issue isn't that I can't follow a recipe. I can follow a recipe. I've done it.
When?
I made soup once, fully from a recipe. It took 40 minutes, and it was good.
What happened to that version of you?
She got busy. But I think the real issue is that cooking alone for one person in a small apartment is kind of a lot of effort for the payoff. Like, I spend 45 minutes making something and then I eat it in 12 minutes alone, and then there are dishes. It doesn't feel worth it.
That's a real thing. Cooking for yourself is actually harder than cooking for multiple people.
Right? When you cook for 2 or more people, you have someone to enjoy it with. The food is a shared experience. When it's just me, it feels like an elaborate production for an audience of one.
That's why my containers kind of solve it. I cook once, but I'm effectively cooking for multiple meals and multiple days. The effort to payoff ratio improves.
Huh. I never thought about it like that. Maybe that's the system I need.
You just need to commit to 2 hours on a Sunday, one time, and see if it changes your week.
2 hours is a lot.
You spend longer than that scrolling on your phone.
You're not wrong. Okay, I'll try it once.
I'll believe it when I see the containers.
I'm not getting 18 containers.
You could start with 6.
6 feels manageable. Fine, 6 containers. New goal. Too late. What's the dish you're most proud of?
My chili, made from scratch. I chop everything fresh, mix my own spice blend, cook it low and slow for 2 hours.
And the apartment smells amazing.
The apartment smells incredible, and it lasts for days.
That's the dream. Okay, do you have a kitchen disaster story from when you were learning?
Yeah. I was making soup, and I tried to blend it while it was still hot in a regular blender, and I forgot to hold the lid down.
Oh, no.
Hot soup everywhere, all over the ceiling, all over me.
Oh, my God.
My roommate came out, looked at the kitchen, looked at me, and just turned around and went back to his room without saying a word.
He processed and retreated.
Didn't say a single thing, just went back in.
That's a very specific kind of friendship.
The lesson from this, let hot things cool first, or hold the lid down with a towel.
I am writing that down.
Life skill.
Okay, so we've both had our disasters. Mine is ongoing. Yours was a phase.
Yours is ongoing by preference.
Correct, but I do want to get better. I want to learn one thing properly this year.
What would you pick?
Pasta. From scratch. Actually make the dough, roll it out, cut it myself.
That's a great choice.
Is it hard?
It's not hard. It just takes practice. But every time you practice, you get to eat pasta. It's the most forgiving hobby there is.
Every mistake is still pasta.
Exactly.
Okay, new goal. By the end of this year, I'm making pasta from scratch.
I will hold you to that.
I said it was a goal. I didn't say I'd follow through.
That's literally what a goal is, Meghan.
Fine. Yes, pasta. I'll do it.
Phrase of the episode. Today's phrase is from scratch.
And I just used it. I'm going to make pasta from scratch.
Exactly. From scratch means doing something yourself, starting completely from the beginning, without any shortcuts or pre-made ingredients. If you make a cake from scratch, you're measuring out the flour, butter, and eggs yourself. You're not using a boxed mix.
The opposite of from scratch would be using a jar of pasta sauce or a boxed mix. Those are convenient, but they're not from scratch.
Right, and you can use it outside of cooking. We built this company from scratch. We started with nothing. I learned this language from scratch. I was a complete beginner.
From scratch just means from zero, the whole way, yourself.
Exactly. So when Meghan eventually makes her pasta, she'll be making it from scratch. And I believe it will be wonderful.
I'll aim for edible. That's my bar.
This was such a fun conversation.
Food is such a good topic. Everyone has a story.
And everyone has a disaster.
Or a toast incident.
I will never let that go. Okay, on Monday, we are talking about weekends. How we actually spend our weekends. What we like to do. What rest really means.
That's a good one. Come back for that.
Thank you so much for listening to Front Porch English. If you're enjoying the show, please don't fail to subscribe and share it with someone who's learning English. That really means a lot to us.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.